Hello? Ba, ba. All right. Meow. Right. Money. I needed money. Beep, beep, beep. No.
Hey, kid, the bouncer just went on sale. If you get here fast, I'll throw in a 10% smart shopper discount.
I love that it's just a picture of fucking eyes staring at you from the darkness. I think I know what I'm gonna make my profile pic. I think I know what I'm gonna make my next profile picture. Ow. Bolt move, I swear! Certainly if I jump off that and I hit this at the right angle, I can just zoom over to it, no? Did I need to go any further for that? Possibly did. Maybe. Because if that's the bolt, what's that? Just for funsies. Let's go all the way to the end of the path. Because that's obviously the platform. Hello, Aquarius. You've missed the pro gamer strat.
Lawn Ninja defense system activated.
Ow. I'm gonna be lazy. Unfortunate camera position. What were you gonna do? Certainly I can refract that, right? We have no one to thank but Uncle Varius for that trick. Or was it Alex? I can't remember. I can refract that too, right? So the answer was yes, there was something more.
You can use that PDA to access the weapons vendor from anywhere. You'll have to pay a little extra for shipping and handling, of course.
And then it's just welcoming you back to using the Grandidon PDA from the first game. Alongside a reference to the fucking personal hygienator and the pocket crotchetizer. I couldn't remember if there was something at the end of the path. And the answer was yes. Originally, when you get to the end of the first game, when you get the PDA, you'd think, I wonder if the PDA is just their lazy way of giving you access to a emergency vendor at any point in time, because they ran out of things to give you in the first game, which we'd think would be a sign of a game that wasn't really thought about. But the fact that you spend so much resources in the middle of most of these end fights made it an actual valuable piece of merchandise, especially when you're dealing with the Thrax fight. Or Thrag. Because it's just constant use. But then, in this situation, this is probably like the sign of, we ran out of secrets to do, so we put a gold bolt here, and then we put the PDA vendor all the way at the end of this path here. And it's like, it's a callback. But will you use it? Because if it's well designed, you shouldn't need to have a PDA vendor at any time, because you should be able to use the normal vendors that are placed around the map strategically, including the vendors that exist at every single checkpoint. I froze like a popsicle cause I moved too goddamn fast.
Ninja defense system.
This is a warp point. The warp pad can be used wherever you find a warp point. Stand on a warp point and press triangle to attach the warp.
And thus returns the gadget that only exists to be used only once in the back end of the game. Ow. Yeah. And now it looks like the Heavy Lancer by a different name. And now has the actual equipment storage, like the original Heavy Lancer. I blew him up, and he was landed on the platform perfectly. Crazy. I have to remember that that thing does the thing. I'm not used to that. Technically, if I wanted to farm, I shouldn't destroy that system. We have the money for the Rift Inducer, but we need the armor first. Need, air quote. Need, air quote. Certainly that's an arena. The fact that it attacks him from below is bullshit. Not exactly a happy camper, but the fact that I have no guiding movement. More slippery than a fucking Crash Bandicoot ice level. I died. I went melee with a ranged weapon. I went melee with a ranged weapon. No, I went melee with a ranged weapon. I went melee with a ranged weapon. Why the fuck did I do that? Certainly I can just break that from here. Unless it doesn't remain destroyed. This seems like an appropriate Annihilator crash out. Ah, I have to destroy it using the refract. I see. Anyways, back to the business I was about to do. Those bouncer mines don't get a lot of use on those rocket shots. And that's really disappointing. And now for a jump that I really am not going to like. Jump avoided. Not that easy. You. I started moving randomly. No. You. The virtual client froze on the exact same frame he punched me. I'd rather avoid the ice if possible. I have the plan to win 4. Really throwing a lot of enemies at me for no damn reason. Literally other than because they feel like it. And that's what they called a secret? Technically, I already passed the secret. And now for what I feel is the best song on Quartz Planet. Hearing the sound of an enemy behind me. I know it's the Gnomes over there. It just kept fucking with my head. And this is when I think the soundtrack gets most Rayman-y. Honestly, I feel like this would be a Rayman sound. Something like an ice level. If not a fan remix of the Temple of Ice and Fire, or what no. It's Ice and something. The first temple. My brain wants to say Ice and Fire, but I think that's right, but also wrong at the same time? Question mark? Like the implication of the fact that the monkey is just there. Sanctuary of Water and Ice, thank you. Question mark? Take the fucking banana, dude! That's on me, I walked into it. I know better than that. Last time that happened to me with the monkey, it was in another part of the level in the other map where you have to use the monkey on infiltration. I knew that could happen. I still walked in the path of the monkey anyways and it shot me. I should have walked out of the range of the spotlight. Alternatively, I could also wait. I'm just being impatient. That happened. Certainly that doesn't work. Wait. Punch. Pouch. And these motherfuckers waiting to gank me. What happens if I send the monkey? Nothing, because the monkey's stuck. Animal abuse!
Hey, little buddy. How'd you find me here?
We found your secret vid comic, Quark.
Oh, that. Well, I expect you to understand. You'll probably look at me and think, I'd give anything for a body like that. For just one drop of his raw animal magnetism, one iota of his impeccable...
Can we just skip to the end, please?
Let's see, where was I? Sexy, charming, brilliant, iron, hard, abs. Ah, yes, but despite my outward appearance of utter perfection, well,
Deep inside, you're a cowardly wuss?
No, not exactly. When I escaped from that star cruiser, cheating death by mere nanoseconds, I suddenly realized something very important. I could have died! Me, Captain Quark! Imagine an entire galaxy with no more me. And for what cause? So, if you trillion people get turned into robots, who am I to say who should or shouldn't be turned into a robot?
You're pathetic, Quark. I can't believe I once looked up to you. Let's go, Clank.
The people of this galaxy need you, Quark. They believe in you. You can give them hope. You have a chance to redeem yourself and become the hero you have always wanted to be.
There's that writing structure that I talked about on the first, second, and third series. However, I find it extremely weird that of all the choices they chose for Quark, they chose to make never revealing his face a part of his design. I thought it was weird at first. I thought he was an alien, and that this was just like... Who remembers the Fat Albert movie? You remember that series where they took his hat off and he had no face? Yeah. That gave me nightmares. Now, what the fuck is in that green section? Can I backtrack it? I don't think I can backtrack it. Let's see if I can backtrack it. No. There's not enough drop distance between me connecting that hook shot, I don't think. I can always try again. What are they going to do? Respawn the enemies? I can always do that, just remove that. Is Carl a liar? Carl is a dead-ass liar. Wall? Do you want me to jump on that into a wall jump? I jumped to my death. If it only does 1 damage, it's not that big of a deal. That can't possibly be the sequence you want me to do to get to the top of this. But perhaps it is. The first question you should ask is it even traversable like that? Let's investigate this. Secret wall. Seemingly no. Far enough distance between two walls to jump? No. The secret portion to bomb? No. The secret reg? No. Have to jump and then jump and jump and jump, or it's not legal. I made that jump not legal by attempting to hover. I'm gonna tap. I need to see the sequence, if it's even possible, or if that's intended. My brain is telling me it probably is, and it's a tight input. The other part of my brain is telling me that seems extremely excessive. This is like a Super Metroid jump puzzle right here. Mind you, that's a challenging puzzle. But at the same time, it smells like bullshit. Do you know what I mean? Planet name. Quark side out. No, that's intended. That seems really sketchy to me. That just seems really sketchy to me. However, that jump is just for a skill point, so I don't care. And now we know. I almost had enough to buy the PDA, but I'd rather buy the bouncer. But I can't even buy the bouncer because I need to buy the fucking equipment.
We were just...
Never mind. The Phoenix is under attack. Our shields are
Sasha!
to 40%. Life support systems are... I think they're getting... aboard the ship. Whatever's on that disk has nefarious worry. Do anything to get it back. Hey, Hotshot. If I don't get to see you again, I just wanted to say...
And then random flirting out of nowhere.
Is lost.
Engage the gravimetric warp drive.
And one of the few times where you're forced to get off planet. Meow. They are actually flipping almost accurately perfectly to dodge the fucking rocket.
Internal security breach
Well, those gone.
detected on deck 6.
That one's not gone. Wing. Can't buy any armor. Son of a bitch! This is just punishment for not doing the purchase sooner. I could have gotten off planet and bought it as soon as I got the press for the bouncer. But no, I chose not to.
Bridge compartment shields at 40%.
Exactly enough for a level up. That's the re-aim that we like to see. Clearly, skill. It was all skill. Do I have to jump up using it? No, but I do have to pull across it using it. Certainly, if I fire this forward, aiming in your general direction, this will work. That's a camera angle. Guy, gosh darn you. Thank you. Time to optimize here, sir.
Mega turrets fire guided missiles that chase enemies down and strike them with deadly force. Mega turrets will continue to fire until they run out of ammo or targets.
I died.
Internal security breach detected on deck 6.
The fact that that actually stuns locks them, but basically is useless, is funny. I died again. I'm pseudo using this as an excuse to farm. Before anybody asks.
Internal security breach detected.
That reload was probably unnecessary. Why am I saying probably? It wasn't necessary.
Bridge compartment shields 50%.
Here.
Artificial gravity failure on deck 5.
This requires a beam rewrite. And then... Ow. My own fault. Now we got money.
You certainly took your sweet time. Hey, it's good to see you too. Everyone okay?
We're fine. You made it just in time.
Any luck with the data disk?
Huh. Luck, he says.
Al cracked the encryption. The disk contains a complete copy of Nefarious' battle plan. He's going to attack planet after planet, leaving nothing but robots in his wake. The Biobliterator is so well protected, Nefarious doesn't believe we can stop it.
Can we?
I estimate our odds at approximately 1 in 63 million, give or take.
Hey, that's, well, you know, not so bad.
The Biobliterator is programmed to recharge its power cells after each attack.
It's recharging at a base on planet Koros right now. And Ratchet, the next target is Veldin.
I appreciate that it tells you that it's a BFG by their own rules. Because yet again, somebody's making the mistake of trying to attack Ratchet's own planet. But then again, you have to ask yourself, he's only been the only Lombax you've ever seen. So why would he care? What other Lombaxes have there been? It's just him and Angela! Can I buy a weapon now? No? Okay. Certainly, if I re-choose the starship, I can go to the actual starship, but no. Where was another place that I could get an armor vendor? Aquatos? Might as well. Although technically where I should go is I should go... No, armor's more important. Armor's more important, even if it is going to print me money. Then again... I don't fucking know. This one takes me to Slim. So now you detect my shit, and now you choose to give me a free weapon. Blah.
Looks like you two got connections in high places.
And then this one goes back to the sewer crystals. Does anybody remember exactly how much money I needed for the last armor upgrade? It was 250k. Right? And did anybody remember exactly how much money it was for every crystal? It was 2k for every one, right? More importantly. Now that we have the good old quick selection, this is where we rotate out weapons that we don't have use for. You can go. One explosion, two explosion. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you, Antivarius. I hate the automatic equip in this level. I want to go surfing around with the charge boots, but I can't as long as I'm on the middle surface. And where was the closest, this is backwards. Where was the closest armor vendor that I have access to right now? That sound effect's gonna get annoying really fast. And now comes that use case that we have for using the Hydra. Certainly I can just de-equip this, right? Will it allow me to de-equip it? What goes here? Nope. Automatically re-equips. I have to go around this way. And come up on the other side of that. Ow. Being hit through the wall. I was wrong. I have to come from the other edge. I hate these doors! All I did was tap them! Is the wrench really that strong at this point? I will become the Joker. I hate the upper section crystals. Whoever's bright idea it was to make it that you have to walk from the correct door in order to trigger the spawn flag to make the enemy appear to receive the crystal for its kill. I hope you become impotent. I hope you became impotent. Only because you did this to me. Me specifically. You did it to me specifically. For anybody who listens on the rewatch, this is a joke. But my anguish is palpable. Just imagine if I could have just been zooming around. No. Forcibly making you wear the equivalent of gravity heavy boots. Yeah. Please tell me I'm going the right way around. unfortunately one of those. Just to pique the curiosity, the Infector doesn't work well against the wall, does it? No? Does? Depends on your definition of well. Please, can I have my shoes? That's the best I can get for movement. Of course not. Of course not. Anger is palpable. Now, see, when we were here the first time, and I gave my compliments about the sewer crystals, that was without mentioning the magnetic section. Sure, you reduce the amount of planets that tedious busy work for crystal gathering and bolt gathering caused, but this is the shit trade-off. Maybe it was a line of code that needed to be initialized when they were putting together the level designer and they were assigning the actor directions of the spawn doors. Because it's like planning a level in Doom, right? You want everything to flow into each other so that you don't stop the ability for there to be action between one point to another. The fact that I have to walk from a specific direction means that even though I came from that direction, that path was incorrect because I need to walk from the far end of that crystal that's in front of that crystal at the next path where that Gadgetron vendor is. So I'd have to go up that side and approach from that side to activate that crystal. But then that door, directly next to that one, needs to be operated from the bottom direction. So whatever direction that crystal on that same line leading from this Gadgetron vendor to this Gadgetron vendor has, I need to either enter in from the hook in the elbow corner of the top right piece or the bottom corner, the bottom right piece. Because it can't be possible that I have to arrive from the utmost bottom of this side, because then that'd be retarded itself. However, I have to get there. We know that it has to come from the other side. So I hit a dead end. It's just as simple going down the other dead end. That's a lot of wasted movement and a lot of wasted time. And the fact that I can't be able to charge boot through this section because the magnetic boots will always be equipped on metal ground, this is getting frustrating. This is and can be frustrating. But I need the money. So I don't really have a choice here. This is the consequence of not having good challenges. not good challenges in a game with problems with bolt acquisition. Slog. And here's the bolt. One of the bolts. Wonk. Did I get turned around? Yes, I did. Ridiculous was at once, you shouldn't have. Huh. That's strong enough to do that. 4 crystals. I almost couldn't count. The whip is not strong enough. That's sad. Ah, that just absorbs and dies because it's in water. Okay, lame cringe. Seemingly the same case with that. Okay, lame cringe. Please. Nope. I did a loop. I wonder what it must look like when a person does this as a speed run. I wonder if there's such a thing as a perfect segment. And if there is, what it looks like when they do it. We're on the other side now. Am I allowed to open the door? Yes, I am. All that, go the other way around. Again? See, the bottom sections can go faster because I can at least zoom on them. That's unfortunate because I have to come from all the way south. At least that leads to a supply room, so it's not that big a deal. There's probably a speedrunner that could do this section faster than I am right now. Again? Nope. I'm on a hook. Wonder why he opened up from so far away. Still have to go from the south. What has you upset, Aquarius? Is it the sound effects? That's clean. No, you didn't remember that? Yeah. That's what makes the sewer annoying. Technically, that's what makes the entirety of the sewer section annoying in general. The magnet boot shit I remember, because that's what Alex had mentioned when he came through here. He mentioned that he would just wait to do this entire section once he had the magnet boots. Because it directly simplifies how much time is being wasted. Which is 100% heckin' valid. My problem I have with it is the collection problem and the fact that I can't use my boots at any time. So if I'm standing on a section that is considered to be normal ground, like the section of the pipe I just walked out of, what is the point of forcing me down a pipe section that otherwise I could have zoomed down with the boots? Like, I'm not sure if you've played it, but if you've ever played Rayman Legends 2, the moment where you get like the skate shoes, and in any and every segment that was possible and capable, where you're just taking off at a mile a minute, off of every hill, an object you can or could, where you're just, especially in sections of the map where they probably designed it to be used and traversed using said section. Imagine if someone instead decided, no, for fun, you should be forced to walk. And when confronted by the design team about, well, why can't we use the technique and the tactic that we put into the game designed for them to do the thing, they just said the reason why is because I decided so. That's what it feels like inside of the magnet sections. Because it just goes against all conventional track of consistent level design. It is my hope that this was one of the sections that they had to crunch simply because of the nature of what was left on the cutting room floor. Hey!
This weapon upgrade features
And now it has a lock-on mode.
a lock-on mod. To lock on to enemies, press and hold L2 and R2.
That worked fast. Wonderful. Decent. And yes, Lan, you're correct. Obligatory Civ 11 survey level. That's the top section, at least. I go this way. And I'm telling you, I hate collecting. I hate collecting the poopsicle. I hate it for sure. But I am broke, man. I am fucking broke, man. I can't do it without dudes. I can't do it without the dudes. But it's better than picking up poop than picking up something stupid like magical cotton. And there is no way, no way that you can tell me that you this shit was fucking clever. Better than what you had designed before. And there is no way. No. God damn it! It's fine. Fine. I have choice words. It's fine. And there is no way. No way. That is fucking balance. That's not fucking balance. Not balanced at all. No, there is no way. No way that is balanced, but I'm not worried about it. I'm collecting poop for sure. And there is no way. No way. Now that is that good. All of these boxes are glitched. Why though? Why though? And why does it not apply damage? Why did you break when I had to get on top of you? But the other ones break when I'm like 50 billion miles away. And here goes the slowdown because of how many particle effects are in effect. Technically, that works if I pre-aim it. That was not what I was looking for. Please let this be the right door. Yay. I go back the way I came. Get myself a machine slowdown. Certainly you want me to come around the far end, yes? Certainly this is one tap. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. If I owe this call, everybody, I'm talking about everybody. I'ma blow back your dome. Boop. I'm gonna hurt somebody, yep. I'm gonna catch somebody, yep. Baby boy, I'm riding around your hood. I'm gonna try to get you with what I could. I'm gonna get you with this wood. Baby boy, you don't want no mess. I'm gonna give you trouble in the best. Make you go to the priest to confess. Baby boy. That's all I got. I haven't listened to everybody long enough to come up with my unique lyrics. I think one of those was a door. That was the one that I came from this end. So I should come from the south? Question mark? It looks like a place to farm up weapons. No. These enemies are actually still the difficulty spike that they were when you first came here. They were not the ones that I was using to get experience, well, suck ammunition, possibly. But they were not the enemies that was giving me the majority of the ammunition damage for the suck cannon. They're actually causing so much lag from how many of them are loaded in the level. Now you can see the difference in the lag when I go to the map screen versus when I'm walking around. Like, physically, using the Vulkan editor for PCSX2, it was a crystal marble, using the Vulkan renderer, I am getting 20 frames. Even though internally, I'm getting a VPS of 60. When I go to this screen, the FPS returns to 60. And then a sharp drop to 42, and then back to 20. And then 46, and back to 60 when I'm on the map screen. Having that many enemies loaded in the level is actually not good for the system. Okay. Small amounts of experience for every enemy. Now, in terms of like experience for the Nano, I'm actually getting a significant amount of experience. But in terms of everything else, I'm getting cut on experience. How many of them spawn when I just walk around? I want to eyeball it and say somewhere between 5 to 8. Not accounting for large blobs, then split into 2, that then split into 4. So, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's a multi. He splits into 2, he splits into 4. And then he splits into 4, and then splits into more. You could be looking at maybe 12 in a pack. Assuming that I'm not walking past every enemy, and that every enemy that I've walked past long enough to be out on the map and die has not deloaded. Each one of them is probably eating about percentages of a frame. And then they're multiplying for how many of them in a single area are responsible for whatever's happening. Plus or minus whatever the animation cost is for the load of the Gadgetron vendor's spinny emblem. So however many are still left in the area are strong enough to cause me that much of a lag. But then you calculate for my weapons and how many projectiles being generated there. And there could be whatever the fuck it could be. Who knows? Now, of course, you could say the correct solution is that I just stop using the Annihilator. But it's clear that it's not affecting everything. It's just affecting just a little of it. And then, the experience isn't even that good. So it's just the money. Like, I got some levels for the guns. But that was because they were already getting close to being leveled. Compared to the amount of experience I was getting from the enemies on the Phoenix, it's just bad. And it's probably because it doesn't scale. They chose for it to not scale. Based on your internal nanite level. But instead to scale, based on something else entirely. Now, fortunately, I think on this here, a sequence like this, an overhead sewer slime enemy into a crystal, into what I hope is a door break, is a faster sequence of 3 crystals. Unfortunately, since they don't open from every direction, I did that in the wrong sequence. I was supposed to come from the left, and then that would have been a 3 easy walkthrough. Now that's assuming that you walked to it from the right direction. Which was not guaranteed for me. And then if I had walked around, then it would have been efficient going downwards this way. Because we see that I have to come from the south from wherever this is. And then this is the last sequence of crystals. And this took like what, 30 minutes? 30, 35? Somebody can call it on the dot. I can physically see that I got to this part of the run in an hour. And we've been on the planet for a minimum of 33 minutes. 34 minutes at this exact second and counting. If you account for the optimization of the run, I'm probably losing a lot of time just due to frame lag. And not absurd amount of time, actually. And this one just so happened to be a straight line. Maybe this is right? And then, it's not even accounting for whatever lag's being caused when I break open these boxes and open this nanotech. That doesn't look right. That doesn't look right. Almost exactly 35 minutes. Almost exactly 35 minutes. You're so sweet, you know that I will be. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. The lag is so unreal it became all the way horseshoe and became weak. Nah. The way that this could become more quick is if I started telefragging enemies by being on top of them. That ain't gonna happen. You want to get close as possible to modern day Quake, you're gonna have to wait till the Dark Ages is through. It's even lagging here still.
That's the last of them.
Now I can finally make my wife that sewer crystal necklace she's always wanted.
Say,
What are sewer crystals exactly? Oh, it's better you don't know. So easy, you know.
One of
These
these days.
days. There's never this much lag when you played. There might be something about the rendering process for the emulator that kind of nullifies out the process because of how many entities are on the virtual machine. I don't know how it directly affects based on physical rendering, but there is a difference between the rendering of a virtual machine and the rendering of a console that we can't exactly pin down. I might as well. Dr. Nefarious robot being worked on them. Did you say that they got strogified? Maybe. And now for a much-awaited hacker section. Carl said, lying through his fucking teeth. But, and turn time. Gotta use the flip more often. Click, click, click. We. Now, this level of difficulty of hacker puzzles is actually agile enough to get you active that this wraps around to being an actual good puzzle sequence. But after aptitude boredom with the majority of what qualifies as puzzles for this game, you'd end up sitting abjectly bored. I fucked. I was 2 away! I mean, in terms of hacking puzzles that I've played in my lifetime, this is a decent puzzle sequence. Whee! Anything that is better than literally a deadbolt that is easily broken is a satisfying puzzle. And there's enough meticulousness and there's enough sequence that it wraps to being fine. So it's a well-earned titanium bolt. Wonk. And I'm going to do a save load. And then reload. Because I don't feel like walking back to the fucking ship. Meow. 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 Now, does anybody remember the closest place to an alternate armor vendor that was on a planet? Anyone? Anyone? Was it possibly Metropolis? Zeldin Starport? Bonnie Draco? Hello Star Studios? Blackwater City does not have one. I don't think Obani had one. I can't remember if Dax had one. The only armor vendor is on the Phoenix. Has the Phoenix reset, and can I now buy my armor? Only one way to find out. Now I can. We're going to consider it an oversight. 1,000. Well, that's not happening. Rift Inducer and Queco Ray. What do you mean by... Okay, landing on Koros to first get the armor. Certainly it does not work. Of course. So I have to land on Koros first to get the armor to unlock, I mean. But it was there. It was 1,000 bolts. What do you mean? I didn't even land on Koros yet. I never even left for it.
Look, there it is. But how are we supposed to take it out? I think his gun wouldn't even put a dent in that thing.
Then we will need a bigger gun.
Yeah, right. Where are we gonna get that kind of firepower?
Found it.
Huh? Whoa. Yeah, that ought to do it.
If you can get me inside the command center, I can override the targeting system and take control of that ion cannon.
Let's go.
Hey, pal. Today's special offer is a plasma coil. Mint condition. Still in the box. See you soon.
I am taking a screen cap. 1 second. That was worth it. Well, I don't know what to tell you about is the week he lied. The week he lied. Oh, that's all guns. Certainly this doesn't work. Of course not. Ow.
upgrade features a lock-on mod to lock onto enemies.
It leveled up in my pocket. So technically only small enemies. Nice volley. Certainly nothing of use. Maxes. I saw the Inferno box. I'm electing to not get it. Ow. Or did I hallucinate the Inferno box? I might have hallucinated it. At least they make this level feel fun. Not exactly what I count for a secret. Different colored pipes are not secret, in my opinion. There's two sections. Courtney Gears? Courtney Gears. Isn't that just jumping up and over? Yes, it is. Ratchet and Clank 1 moment. That just popped in. I mean, you can't really hear a lot of the Chorus Command Center because of the sound of the bouncer. Annihilator moment. With an Ultra Shield moment. Can I? Hello? And now we're here.
The Gadgetron Splitter Rifle is the galaxy's most powerful stealth weapon. It uses quantum wave phasing to fire shots through multiple enemies.
Now where was that weapon when we needed it in fucking Ratchet and Clank 1? I beg and stand you.
Agent Clank! What's going on here? What do you think you're doing?
After all those holofilms, there is one thing you should know by now. Do not mess with Agent Clank. Incoming call from the Phoenix.
Nice shooting, Clank. There's no telling how many lives you just saved. But we're not done yet.
Huh?
Al just finished decoding the data disk. Nefarious secretly constructed a second biobliterator. A new model even more dangerous than the one you just destroyed.
Where is it?
Nefarious has a master control center on planet Mylon. We believe the last Biobliterator is there now, guarded by an entire robot army.
Then we'd better get moving.
Be careful, guys. This time, they know you're coming.
A simple run through of a level, to be honest. This has probably been the most straight through level in the entire game. In terms of, I didn't have to go anywhere else. There was no additional minigame. I didn't have to do a revisit of an alternate challenge. This was probably the most solid level in the game. And it was mid. It was probably the most straightforward and decent level in the game, not accounting for Quark's Planet, which Quark's Planet still had an in-between section with Ratchet section and Clank section. And this planet was still fucking mid, dude. And we just head back to Aquatos and just buy that other gun. The plasma coil looks different. Actually, technically, my brain was thinking Tesla Claw. Plasma coil is something else entirely different. Sends searing balls of plasma with limited auto-tracking. When the plasma pulse strikes an enemy, it explodes, zapping all nearby enemies with crackling arcs of electricity. I have to have room for some of these weapons now. We haven't had use for the suck cannon in a while. Nine bolts remaining. I doubt we have to have use of this anymore. Hey, no, it's already there. The rift inducer goes here. They're serving technically the same purpose. Lord of mercy, look at the power disparity. 100, 800, 350, 100, 400, 1,000, 2,800, 660, 240, 600, 600, 2,400, 1,500, 1,000, 14,000, 24,000, 700, and 2080. What is this last gadget section that I'm forgetting? Or missing? It must be an up-and-coming gadget. No. No.
I'll bet you miss your old shield charger, huh? Lucky for you, I just picked one up. Come see me if you're interested.
Deadass. Unfortunately, I have no money now. How did I survive that? I mean, honestly, in terms of the final reused song being the song from the dogfight within Drex Fleet, it's more like a bookending, Akvarius, if you really think about it. This started with a man who didn't want to be fucking bothered on a planet that was being invaded, that didn't see the problems and threats, and became the Lombax that saved the galaxy and making Quark not be a pussy. Three rockets? It takes 3 rockets to kill both of you? Touch a hot surface, get ejected off the fucking platform. Kappa?
Ratchet, you're going to need the Terra guys up ahead. Security is airtight.
Bing, 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 bing. Bong, bing, bong. Bing, 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 bing. Bing bong bing 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 bong bing bing bong bong bong. I halfway expected to die. That was very obviously a titanium bolt. I did as expected there to be an animation for getting crushed. I mean, that's just prototypically me, ain't it? Ahaha! I killed myself. And I did it like a dumbass and I feel so stupid. I died. And I fell off the fucking level again. Damn it. I feel like a dumbass. Oh my god, that hurt. Oh god. You guys are doing way too much damage to me. Ripping me apart. They're ripping me apart. Ripping me apart. Yeah, yeah. I guess it's 2 plus the mines. These ones have to be 3 solid rockets because I don't have the ability to hit them with the mines from this angle. I have to do it again! No! No, I don't. Thank God! Oh. bong, bing bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bing bong, bing bing. Amoeba's Gone Wild. Somebody in the office had to know what Girls Gone Wild was in order for them to make that joke. Of course, you won't believe what those slimy co-eds will do when the cameras are rolling. And just for that, Girls Gone Wild commercial. This is the theme song for people who stayed up way too late at night and they were watching way too much Comedy Central, and then it just came on right after the third repeat of the Lisa Lampanelli comedy special. Somebody had to watch this. Although I'm looking for a specific commercial. And I'm not sure it's going to be there because I'm pretty sure YouTube would not let it happen. Let's see here. 2002 commercials, Comedy Central, late night, summer 2002.
This is Comedy Central.
Clearly, the bar is very low.
On an all-new Man Show, Adam and Jimmy treat themselves to a day of beauty.
This is going to make a great poster.
A day which will bring them closer together.
Let's never speak of this again.
The Man Show. New episode tomorrow at 10, only on Comedy Central.
Ride on the most tweaked out bike course ever created. It's called America. In Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2.
I remember that game. That's not what I'm looking for either. Let's see here. Can I find the original Girls Gone Wild commercial? Here we are.
See the world's hottest all-real, all-naked girls going
I cannot put this on the screen, by the way.
wild. Girls Gone Wild is delighted to offer you exclusive free VIP access for a limited time only to uncensored videos on your mobile and online. Just SMS REAL to 194488 for instant uncensored video access now. These are the hottest and wildest girls anywhere on the planet, and they just get more right now. This limited free trial offer will not last long. Just SMS REAL to 194488 now. That's REAL to one.
Ironically, this is a Girls Gone Wild Australia ad. It doesn't have the American voice. Can I find the original one? Only on Rumble.
Warning, this video contains explicit material not suitable for children. Ever dream of having your own private island full of hot young girls battling each other for your viewing pleasure? Well, dream no more. Get ready for the all-new Girls Gone Wild games. You're invited to Girls Gone Wild Island, where absolutely anything goes, with the hottest, sexiest young girls you've ever seen. No rules, no parents, and of course, no clothes. These girls are willing to do whatever it takes to win. Witness the all-new Girls Gone Wild games, available now for only $9.99.
Does anybody else remember the dumbass well, I say dumbass, but anybody remember the stupid-ass censoring that came with the goddamn sound effects? Where it'd just be floating images like no clothes, sexy, co-eds. What was another one here? Uncensored, all new, the fucking blue star cross-out design so that you can't see anything. And then, like, the fucking price of the DVD collection being $9.99. Somebody inside of Insomniac was an early onset gooner. And or saw enough of the ads to convince the rest of the writing staff that they would put that in there as a Terranoid joke. Somebody burnt this kitchen for that reference. Nowadays, porn references are a dime a dozen, and they're everywhere. So it's like, not that big a concern, not that big a deal. And yet, I'm looking for anything in reference to Girls Gone Wild. Specifically on YouTube. But, the only shit that I can find, other than the theme song, is information about the Girls Gone Wild founder facing allegations of abuse, the two teens that appeared with Snoop Dogg in his video, and they were both white girls. That I can show you. So this, from 17 years ago, of an upload from a video segment on a broadcast called Case in Point. No, I'm not looking for the video content in Girls Gone Wild. I'm looking for the ads. The ads that they would have play. That's what I'm looking for. And it is on the internet. It's just not on YouTube, it seems. I had to go to alternative media websites. But this here...
When two teenage girls went wild at a Mardi Gras party with Snoop Dogg, Girls Gone Wild creator Joe Francis personally assured them that they wouldn't be featured in the risque video. They weren't. Jamie and Whitney wound up on the cover instead.
Isn't that just like... I don't know, dude. Isn't that just like somebody's white father's worst goddamn nightmare? Right there! I don't know about you. I don't know about you. But I have half a mind one of these days. One of these goddamn days. I'm gonna start as an in-joke. Silently uploading videos with thumbnails that are shit posts based on porn videos. And I'm gonna wait until somebody calls me out. And when they ask me, why did you think that was acceptable, single player Carl? Why did you think that was right? I'm gonna tell them, you're gonna have to watch a Ratchet and Clank 3 playthrough that I did for my audience. And when they see this image, they'll be like, you know what? I got it. There is no joke. There's no joke in the history of the world. There is no joke that is literally more terrifying to the mind of a straw man of what you'd expect from a white dad in suburbia when it's like, Casey, Kaylee, Snoop Dogg, no, not my daughters. So between Naughty Dog, Insomniac, and Sucker Punch, these three companies, and whatever group had the most risque development team in between them, somebody at Insomniac had to sit down and pitch to them, hey, we're going to reference this franchise, and we're just going to have them as a throwaway joke. And I want to be in that room. I want to hear that conversation and how it went. Wouldn't it be funny as hell if it was actually a female that proposed it? Because they thought it'd be really funny. Anyways. The second I thought I was absorbing the bullet, it is not. Give me this. Ah, to my death. I didn't double jump! And I gotta do it all again. Yeah. I've gotta do it all again. Yeah. I've gotta jump down there again. Yeah. I've gotta do it all again. Yeah. Yeah. I died. Something fierce. I died and it sucked. We can afford to switch off some of the control weapons. Starting with the Infector. Infector gets swapped out with the Flux. Or rather, the Spitter. And I believe we're at the point that we just take the Plasma Whip off and replace it with the Hurricane. Wink, wink. At least I don't have to redo it. That in and of itself is a blessing. I double jump this time so I don't fall to my death. He was faster. That was a weird pause. Fuck. Fuck. Doing that actually is fucking me up. My sense of parallax was being thrown off by tilting my head. I feel like they didn't have enough refractor puzzles. I know that the Ebony Moons is one very long refractor puzzle, but I feel like they tried to utilize the hacker Olay more than they tried to utilize the puzzles that could be supplied by the refractor. And the Terrorgeist sections are an afterthought. Because, you know, if I'm going to do a puzzle section that amounts to a call and response, I might as well play Space Channel 5, you know what I mean? Any Space Channel 5ers in the chat? And then inevitably have to explain what Space Channel 5 is to people who are not initiated. Looking like a no. You've heard of Space Channel 5 in relation to Sonic. My brain tells me that I think it's something close to the same team as Sonic Team. But not particularly, not quite. I also passed by a secret. Fortunately, it's on the section on the pass, so I can actually just double back for it. Zzz. to say that Space Channel 5 can be considered basically call and response gameplay does not truly get to the quintessence of what Space Channel 5 truly can be. It's a very special game series.
We're too late.
Now that I think about it, when I look at this battleship, it actually looks a little bit like the Nebuchadnezzar. I wonder if they did that on purpose. I wonder if they're fans of The Matrix. I wonder if they're fans of the Wachowskis.
There it is! Nefarious has already initiated the launch sequence. If that thing gets into space, Veldin won't have a chance.
That's not gonna happen.
Whee! Another skydiving segment! The most fucked up and annoying part of this game, and it had multiple Sidewinder missiles!
You again? You will pay for your insolence, you miserable rodent. You'll regret...
Sorry, Nefarious. Your flight's been canceled.
Lawrence! Lawrence? Lawrence!
How can I be of assistance?
Annihilate him!
Just kidding. You've reached my holographic voicemail. Leave your name and a brief message. Ta-ta.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
When he starts running straight towards you, I feel like he was about to punt kick us. Meanwhile, Dr. Nefarious is a fan of Benimaru of King of Fighters. Ugh. Ow. That's a horrible bounce. That's also a horrible bounce.
Really? I mean, that's right, Nefarious. Your reign of terror is finally...
Now, Ratchet, you ain't nobody to blame for that except yourself. He's firing his laser! Certainly that shouldn't go through the ultra shield, Carl said. In fact, does not.
This weapon upgrade features a lock-on mod. To lock onto enemies, press and hold L2 and R2.
Ow. Is that AoE on the fucking green attack? I think it does. And at this point in the game, the nanotech upgrade's basically just full heals in the middle of combat. The Rangers doing something on their own for once. Out there. Getting flashbacks to Two Thrones! No! Oh! Hate. All the way to the beginning. That attack does way too much damage. Again? Why play the cutscene twice? And not reload from what should be obviously a final checkpoint? This is one of those moments where someone's like, this is where they suggested that you should have the fucking PDA. Because it's just Drek over again.
Congratulations. You have reached your maximum nanotech level.
Thanks, Shodan. Ow. Do I not have a weapon hit you in the sky? Other than the mega turret? Ow. Let's go.
Is this important, sir? It's almost time for my solo.
Begin the transformation!
I call it Base Odyssey.
Now, Lawrence!
If you insist.
And now for a Ratchet and Clank 1 callback.
Believe it, Toasterhead.
Now let the age of robots begin!
Technically, it's not a full callback because it's just the airplane section instead of a giant Clank section. Damn it. Why'd I do that? Why is he a chipmunk? Chuck up that first failure to RNG.
Oh, the humiliation! Defeated by squishes! Oh, I'll never live this down!
Warning. Reactor detonation in 60 seconds.
Lawrence, engage the teleporter.
Would you care to specify a destination, sir?
Who cares? Just get us out of here.
Time's up.
What? That wasn't even close to 60 seconds!
Bye-bye.
We're live
A
from
Mao.
the star-studded premiere of the latest Holo film in the Secret Agent Clank series. The atmosphere is positively electric as thousands of fanatical fans clamor for a glimpse of their favorite celebrities.
And just smooth over the process of turning Skid back. And then even Starling's there. The fucking Yeti creatures.
Agent Clank, it seems your luck has finally run out. The time has come to say goodbye. Your tricks won't do you any good this time, Agent Clank. I have been waiting for this moment a long time, and now I am going to blow you into a million pieces! Get this thing off me!
Well, he got that monkey off his back.
Amount. How did this relationship develop? All that happened is that she talked to you. That was it. You simped for her, and suddenly you have a girlfriend. One person has lowercase font for the name, and it's Gregory S. Baldwin. Okay. So let's talk that ending fight. Whoever made that dark bomb attack and the Bane Maru clone rush, I want your balls. Not like that. This is probably more annoying than the original fight in the first game. It was probably more annoying than the original fight. Didn't take as long, but probably more annoying than the first fight. The secondary fight, pointless, meaningless, but tolerable compared to the Protopet. More difficult than the Protopet. The first game's boss fight compared to the Protopet. Harder than Protopet. A completely throwaway ending section that was superfluous as fuck. All in all, as a total product, mid. Coming full circle, and then eventually moving forward with Ratchet deadlocked. This is the point in the franchise where you ask yourself, other than for the humor and the world building, what are you playing Ratchet & Clank for? It is unnecessary. It was an unnecessary sequel. That doesn't mean that it was a useless and pointless sequel, but it was an unnecessary sequel. They should have let them have their time with it.
What do you mean we can't teleport to a planet?
I'm afraid we're well out of range, sir. Perhaps if you had bothered to specify a destination.
When will we be in range?
Oh, I'm sure something will come along in, say, 5 or 10,000 years.
Ah! I don't believe this! Now what?
I don't suppose you can play drums.
Congratulations! You can now warp back before you finish the game, where you can enter challenge mode. You can start the game again with tougher enemies, but your experience and money will carry over. There will also be other surprises as well. And this time, we make sure to have a save before and after.
My blur.
Does it tell you? No. How many did I even collect? There's this for the Quark Vid comics. Flee flawlessly for completing the gauntlet without taking a hit. Collect all the Sinnoh crystals, which is a gimme. There was the one that I passed up on Quartz... no, not Quartz... Was it Quartz Planet? Yes, Quartz Planet. For the snowman, that was in the top corner, where I predicted I would need to do the jump sequence in order to do it. And getting 2 seconds of air with the turbo glider on Iridia. Turbo Slider. I honestly feel that all of these skill point mechanics that they've added into every game for the Ratchet and Clank series, at least in the first 3 games, is probably a precursor to the same type of extra credit features that would be featured in Metroid, but they are done worse than they are in the Metroid franchise. I have never felt pressured to do all of the skill points, because I know that in terms of the cheats that they allow you to access, mostly boring. I much rather prefer the cheat system, and thus the things behind the cheat system, in Jak, Jak 2, and Jak 3. In my opinion. Same thing with Sly Cooper. Even though collecting all his dad-named clue bottles can be annoying, there is a joy that comes with doing it. Then, the fact that all of your bolts get spent here on skins. It's interesting. Definitely not worth the cheats. Definitely not worth the investment in time. In my opinion. Now, as for the movies, a very Quark introduction, or any cut-throughs, debatable. But then, the art that went into making the game, this is worth the first completion of the game. Because you basically get to see what would basically be the evolution of the enemy. And honestly, deadass, if they had taken this sketch art and they had made a knockoff video game in the world of Battletoads, I would have bought it. I would have played into it even. Because you cannot tell me that that does not look like it was drawn by the fucking designer of Battletoads. Decent throw, decent concepts, decent mechanics, nice art in general. What I can only assume was the beta version of Courtney Gears. All the different types of upgrades for the weapons. The design of the ship. Design of the buildings. Alternative versions of Dr. Nefarious and Lawrence. Different structures for buildings. Different types of designs for Captain Quark. Or Al. Different designs of all of the Berserkers and the large backing artillery enemies. An alternative daughter of the President. Alternative enemy designs. The Inferno design for Ratchet, which I pretty much think becomes like the pseudo, standardized design of his armor going into Ratchet and Clank Deadlocked. I know it has the same color scheme, but it's like a fusion of the Inferno armor plus the Inferno box. They give you the ability to collect them again. Now. The extra gadget that I'm probably missing was probably the PDA. All in all, a make game. Doesn't mean that it's bad. Just that it's there. What time is it? 9:32? 9:32 is a good time to stop. And now the only game left is Ratchet 4. I'll get started on that probably tomorrow. For now, I've earned myself the respite to start over again in Path of Exile 2. I've hit the goal of the furthest I could take the Path of Exile 2 build for the Huntress, using the Ritualist build. Unfortunately, the Ritualist build does not, or rather, the Ritualist Ascendancy, does not allow for direction with the inspiration of the design that I wanted to have for the Bleed archetype. So I'm going to start again with a different class. I have an idea. So I'm about to start the stream over again and start doing that. If you don't feel like watching me do that, for however long I decide to stay awake, I will see y'all in the morning. Goodbye. Goodbye. I love you all equally. And thank you again to Alex for sponsoring this trek and blast to the past. If anybody wants to be able to just sponsor Sly Cooper or anything else, please put it off for like a month. Like a month and a half.